Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're serious about becoming a top tier player in Roblox Blue Lock Rivals, you're in the right place. Today, we're bringing you the ultimate Blue Lock Rivals flow tier list. Hey, breaking down the best flows in the game and ranking them from the top tier mythics to the underrated options you shouldn't overlook. We'll be looking at which flows are worth your time, which ones make the most impact on the field, and which ones could give you the edge over the competition. Whether you're a beginner or a seasoned player, this tier list will help you make the best decisions when it comes to building your team and maximizing your power on the field. But before we get into it, make sure to hit that like button if you're excited for today's breakdown. And don't forget to subscribe for more content on Blue Lock Rivals, tier lists, and guides that'll help you dominate every match. If you're serious about leveling up your game, subscribing is the best way to stay ahead with all the latest strategies. Alright, let's get into the Blue Lock Rivals flow tier list. D tier flows. Now, let's talk about the D tier flows. These are the flows you'll want to avoid if you're looking to climb to the top in Blue Lock Rivals. While they have some niche uses, they're generally outclassed by the higher tier flows, and if you're not careful, they could hold you back from achieving your best performance. Puzzle is a flow that falls short in terms of versatility. It offers some strategic options, but it's not nearly as impactful as higher tier flows that can boost your overall game. Its situational nature means it's often left behind in favor of more reliable choices that offer stronger and more consistent buffs. If you're serious about improving, puzzle isn't the flow you want to depend on. Ice is a flow that has some interesting potential, but ultimately, it's not game-changing. Its freezing effect doesn't last long enough or have the same lasting impact as the more dominant flows in the higher tiers. While it might slow down a few players temporarily, it's not enough to shift the tide of the game in your favor consistently. If you want to be a serious threat on the field, ice should be left in the past. Lightning offers a speed boost, which sounds good on paper, but in practice, it doesn't provide the same utility or balance that many other flows bring to the table. You'll move faster, sure, but the lack of additional buffs, whether offensive or defensive, means you won't be as effective in other key areas. For a flow that's focused purely on speed, you can find much better options higher up in the tier list. Lightning just doesn't cut it when it comes to overall impact. If you find yourself using these flows, it's time to start thinking about re-rolling. There are plenty of better options out there that will elevate your gameplay and give you a solid chance to win. The grind may be tough, but with patience and effort, you can unlock the flows that will make a real difference on the field. C tier flows. Next, we've got the C tier flows. These flows aren't necessarily terrible, but they fall short when compared to the stronger flows higher up on the list. While they may have some situational uses, they generally aren't the go-to choices for players looking to maximize their performance on the field. Gale Burst is a flow that offers a burst of speed, which can be useful for certain plays. However, its impact is limited. It doesn't provide the kind of long-term advantage or versatility that higher tier flows offer, and once that speed burst is over, you're left with little else to keep up with your opponents. It's not a bad flow, but it lacks the staying power of other flows like Prodigy or Dribbler that can boost your overall playstyle in a more consistent way. Use Gale Burst if you want a quick advantage, but don't rely on it to carry you through the whole match. Monster has potential for players who enjoy playing aggressively, as it boosts your offensive capabilities. However, its limited and somewhat niche usage makes it a less reliable choice compared to flows that offer a more well-rounded set of buffs. While it can be useful in certain scenarios, it's not something you should build your playstyle around if you're aiming for long-term success. You'll be better off using a flow that enhances multiple aspects of your game rather than just focusing on one area. Overall, while C-tier flows like Gale Burst and Monster have their place, they don't offer the same level of reliability or impact that higher tier flows provide. If you're aiming to climb the ranks and improve your gameplay, it's best to aim for flows higher up the list. But for newer players or those looking for a bit of fun, these flows aren't necessarily a bad choice. B tier flows. Moving on to the B tier flows. These flows are still quite solid and can be really effective in the right hands. While they're not as powerful as the S and A tier flows, they still offer great benefits and can be a real asset to your team when used strategically. Trap is a legendary flow that focuses on boosting speed and shot power, while also reducing tackle cooldowns. The main downside here is that, while these buffs are nice, they don't quite match up to the impact of higher tier flows like Prodigy or Awakened Genius. Trap can be useful for players who like to play fast and get those quick shots in, but it's a bit overshadowed by other flows that provide more powerful or versatile effects. Chameleon is another legendary flow that offers boosts to speed and shot power, along with some cooldown improvements. While these are useful perks, the main issue with Chameleon is that it doesn't offer the same level of specialization as some of the other flows. It's a good all-around option for flexible players who want a mix of speed and power, but it doesn't have the standout abilities that make some flows truly game-changing. If you like to adapt on the fly, Chameleon can still be a solid pick, but it's not the most exciting option when compared to other flows higher up the list. King's Instinct, an epic flow, has a unique ability that sets it apart. It forces your opponents to stay on the ground longer after you successfully tackle them. This can be incredibly annoying for attackers, especially in a game full of egoists who refuse to pass the ball. If you're a good defensive player, King's Instinct can be highly effective at disrupting opposing strikers and keeping them from quickly regaining their footing. While it may not directly boost your offensive game, it's a fantastic tool for slowing down opponents and forcing them to rethink their approach. If you're a defensive-minded player, this flow can be a great addition to your arsenal. Overall, B-tier flows like Trap, Chameleon, and King's Instinct offer solid boosts, but they aren't quite as impactful as their S and A-tier counterparts. That said, they can still make a big difference in the right situations, especially for players who focus on specific playstyles. Whether you're looking for speed, power, or defensive disruption, these flows can be a valuable part of your toolkit. A-tier flows. Now we're getting into the good stuff. A-tier flows. These flows are where the game starts to get serious. They offer powerful buffs that can give you a strong edge on the field, whether you're focusing on offense or defense. These flows may not have the same level of dominance as S-tier, but they're still incredibly effective and can carry you through tough matches. Demon Wings is a flow that excels at aerial combat, making it a fantastic choice for players who like to dominate in the air. It boosts your jump height, strengthens your headers, and increases shot speed. Personalized for Shidusket, it's an excellent choice for players who enjoy mid-air playstyles. If you like to go for those high-flying headers or need a bit more verticality in your game, Demon Wings is a must-have flow that makes you a serious threat both on the ground and in the air. Crow is a flow that boosts your shooting strength and increases your tackle speed, making it a balanced option for offensive and defensive players alike. While it doesn't have the crazy versatility of some other flows, its straightforward boosts to key stats make it a reliable pick. Whether you're looking to score big shots or shut down opponents with solid tackles, Crow gives you the tools to perform well in both areas. Snake is a mythic flow that excels in defense, offering buffs that improve your tackle cooldowns and enlarge your tackle hitbox. It also speeds up your recovery time after being knocked down. While its primary focus is on defense, it provides enough movement speed to make you effective at shutting down opponents while still being able to move around the field. If you're playing as a defender, Snake is one of the best options to give you that edge. The only downside is that if you're an offensive player, you'll likely find Snake more limiting compared to other flows higher up the list. Wildcard is a unique flow that randomly provides boosts to speed, shot power, or stamina, with a slight chance of getting all three at once. It's unpredictable but can be a game changer in the right moments. Whether you're racing down the field or going for a big shot, Wildcard offers a burst of power that could push you ahead of the competition. While the randomness makes it a bit of a gamble, it can be a fun and effective flow if you like the thrill of surprise buffs. Genius is an epic flow that makes an impact by granting all your teammates 30% flow instantly upon activation. This is a huge game changer, as it helps fill up the flow bar quickly for everyone on the team, ensuring faster access to stronger abilities. It's especially effective if you have multiple teammates running Genius, as the flow bar will fill up at lightning speed. If you want to ensure your team stays in top shape and is ready to unleash powerful abilities, Genius is a must-have flow that can turn the tide of the game. The A-tier flows of Demon Wings, Crow, Snake, Wild Card, and YUKIMIYA are all excellent choices that can elevate your gameplay. Whether you're a defender looking to control the field, an attacker aiming to maximize your scoring potential, or a teammate-focused player who wants to keep everyone in top shape, these flows give you the power to make a real impact in any match. Before we dive into the S-tier flows, I just want to take a quick moment to ask, if you're enjoying the breakdown so far, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Your support helps us keep creating content like this, and trust me, you won't want to miss the epic S-tier flows that are coming up next. If you want more Blue Lock Rivals tips, tier lists, and guides, subscribing is the best way to stay up to date and be part of our community. So go ahead, hit that button, and let's keep going. S-tier flows. Alright, we've made it to the top of the S-tier flows. These are the best of the best in Blue Lock Rivals, and if you want to dominate the field, these are the flows you need to have in your arsenal. With incredible buffs that can completely turn the tide of a game, S-tier flows are the ones that separate the good players from the great players. Let's break down what makes them so special. Awakened Genius. Awakened Genius is a mythic flow that elevates your dribbling and shooting to new heights. It allows you to string together 2 dribbles in a row, increasing your mobility and making it much harder for opponents to steal the ball. On top of that, your shots become significantly stronger, and the flow grants 20% flow to all of your teammates upon activation. This makes Awakened Genius an incredible choice for wingers and midfielders, as it's all about controlling the ball and setting up your team for success. If you want to be a playmaker who can both create chances and score goals, this is your flow. Dribbler. Dribbler is another powerhouse, especially for players who love taking on defenders. With Dribbler, you move faster with the ball, extend your dribble time, and significantly boost your shooting power. It's personalized for YUKIMIYA, making it an ideal choice for players who enjoy weaving through defenders and getting shots off with precision and power. If you're an attacking player who loves to control the ball and take it to the net, Dribbler will give you the edge you need to outplay anyone in your path. Whether you're rushing down the field or making those clutch shots, Dribbler is a top-tier option that guarantees you'll stay a step ahead of the competition. Prodigy. Prodigy is the ultimate offensive flow. This mythic flow doesn't just boost your shot's power, it makes your regular shots curve, turning you into a nightmare for any goalkeeper. You also gain an insane speed boost on the field, making it easier to get into position and outrun defenders. Prodigy is personalized for Ren, but it's a lethal pick for any striker. If you're someone who loves to take charge of the game with powerful shots and incredible speed, Prodigy is the flow that can make you a game-changing force. With this flow, you can break through defenses and score goals from almost anywhere on the field.